Shock rippled through Cordova today when that decision was announced.
Well, that is where many of the plaintiffs live and undoubtedly were very upset by the ruling today. CBS 11's Andrea Gusty has been in Cordova all day and brings us their side of the story.
Dave and Laura, ask anybody here in Cordova and they'll tell you 19 years ago that Exxon Valdez oil spill changed everything. The herring fishery was lost and entire livelihoods were suddenly gone. And now they say today's Supreme Court decision has poured salt into a 19-year-old wound. Word of the Supreme Court decision spread through Cordova like a wave of disappointment.
I was stunned, because I really didn't think the Supreme Court would do this. I thought they had a little bit more common sense than that, but apparently they don't.
The $507.5 million punitive award will be split between 32,677 fishermen. It works out to about $15,000 a person. For those who rely on the Prince William Sound for their livelihood, $15,000 isn't nearly enough.
2.5. I thought the $2.5 billion was would compensate us somewhat for what we've lost, but that didn't happen. So
the punitive damage now of $500 million doesn't even cover the lost herring revenue, and that doesn't go into the other cities that were impacted, you know, the other oil communities. So
the fishermen tell me that it's going to take about 8 months for those checks actually to be in the mail, and they say the $15,000 check is barely going to cover what they would have made in a single season of herring fishing. And they say so far they've had 19 seasons of no herring at all. At Cordova Harbor, I'm Andrea Gusty, CBS 11 News.
Thank you, Andrea. We're going to hear more from Andrea tonight at 6 o'clock. One of the towns that was most affected was Valdez. We spoke by cell phone today to then Mayor John Devens, who told us how the spill totally transformed his small town.
It was a very difficult summer for us, being mayor of Valdez at the time, and having the industry and the regulators and the media and everybody converge on little Valdez, which had a population of less than 4,000 people at the time, suddenly jumped up to around 20,000 people.
And Devin said many of those people in Valdez made money during the cleanup, but just as many lost it, especially some small businesses who simply couldn't keep their workers. And of course, the many people who lost their livelihoods in its aftermath. One man who said he was very disappointed by today's decision, but not surprised, is former Governor Steve Cooper. Cooper is a man who declared the spill a disaster scene and was one of the first officials to lay eyes on it. We spoke with him today via telephone, and he told us he's most angry that it took so very long to settle.
Legal action should take 18 years for resolution. You know, justice delayed is almost always justice denied. I think 8,000 plaintiffs have died since this case was filed. There's no excuse for that.